Okay, let's dive into something a little different today. We're going to crack open a time capsule, and we're going to focus on just one single day, January 24th, all through the lens of one town, Hastings, Minnesota. It's pretty amazing what you can uncover on what seems like just another cold, ordinary winter day. So, what's it actually like there? Well, try to picture this. You've got that winter sun hitting the Mississippi River, so everything is bright and glittering, but it is intensely cold. The local vibe is captured perfectly by this phrase I saw, a deep freeze with a side of sparkle. It's that kind of day, you know? Absolutely beautiful, but also kind of brutal. And brutal is definitely the right word. Get this. The high for the day, the warmest it's going to get, is -2 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's not even counting the wind chill, which could easily make it feel more like a bracing -15. Oof. So if you look at how the day unfolds, it's really a story about the cold. It starts off clear, stays sunny right through the afternoon, but then evening rolls in, and that's when the clouds show up and the temperature just takes a nosedive, bottoming out around -13. The only good news, really, is that the wind finally decides to give everyone a break by the end of the day. So, how on earth do you deal with a day like this? Well, you don't mess around. You go into full-on winter warrior mode. We're talking about a serious insulated coat, the warmest boots you own, and, I love this detail from the source, real mittens. No cute little gloves are going to cut it today. A layer for your face and neck is basically a must, and that ice scraper in your car? Yeah, that's completely non-negotiable. And you've got to keep your spirits up somehow. So here's a little bit of local humor for you. If you happen to see someone smiling down at Levy Park today, it's probably not just because the sun is out. It's because they had that small, glorious victory of finding a forgotten hand warmer in their pocket. That is a true winner win, right there. Okay, so we've established it is seriously bone-chillingly cold. But there's so much more to January 24th than just the weather. Turns out, this one date is packed with the origin stories of some major historical shifts, hiding just below the surface. Yeah, check this out. On this one single calendar day, just separated by years, three completely different worlds were basically born. You've got a discovery that totally reshaped the American West, a piece of technology that changed how every single one of us interacts with the world, and even a radio station that became the soundtrack for an entire state. So our first story takes us way back to 1848. We're headed to a place called Sutter's Mill near Coloma, California. And this is where that first big echo in time really kicks off. It all started when a guy named James W. Marshall found some gold. And this seemingly small discovery, it set off a massive chain reaction. The news just spread like wildfire, kicking off the California gold rush. And this wasn't just a small thing. It pulled hundreds of thousands of people out west and basically put California on the fast track to becoming a state. It fundamentally changed the whole country. Now, let's jump way forward in time, 136 years to 1984. The landscape is shifting from gold mines to silicon chips because Apple is about to launch a product that will completely change our relationship with technology forever, the Macintosh. It's honestly hard to imagine now, but before the Mac came along, computers were for experts. You had to learn and type all these complicated text commands. But the Macintosh introduced this radical new idea, a simple visual screen with a mouse. You just point and you click. The whole goal was so simple but so revolutionary. Make the hard stuff easier to use. And that idea shaped everything that came after it. Okay, for our last stop, let's bring it back home to Minnesota in the year 2005. This time, the revolution isn't about land or technology. It's all about culture and sound, with the launch of a brand new local music station. At exactly 9:01 in the morning on January 24th, 2005, Minnesota Public Radio launched The Current. And the very first song they played? The iconic Minneapolis hip-hop track, Say Shh by Atmosphere. Talk about a bold statement right out of the gate. That first song was a signal that a whole new era for local music was starting. This quote really just nails it. For so many people in Minnesota, The Current became the soundtrack to their lives. And this day, its launch day, is the origin story for countless moments of discovering a new favorite band on the drive to work or on the way home from school. So when you put it all together, on this one day, January 24th, you see these three incredibly powerful beginnings. A physical discovery that literally moved a population across a continent, a technological idea that empowered all of us as individuals, and a cultural launch that created a whole new soundtrack for a community. And all of that brings us right back to that cold, sparkling day in Hastings, Minnesota. It's just a powerful reminder that any ordinary day in any town can carry these amazing echoes of extraordinary moments. A single date on the calendar can hold the seeds of huge, world-altering change. So, I guess that leaves us with one final thought. As we look back at all these big events from the past, it's pretty cool to remember that history is always being made, right? So, what quiet origin stories, what small discoveries or new ideas are unfolding right now on your street on this seemingly ordinary day? Makes you think, doesn't it?